The art of flow, as rooted in Taoism, invites us to experience life with the same fluidity and grace as water. Water is often seen as the perfect symbol of adaptability, strength, and resilience because of its ability to flow effortlessly, adjusting to its surroundings without losing its identity. In Taoist philosophy, water serves as the ultimate teacher, showing us that true power lies not in force, but in softness and flexibility. Water flows, carves its path through mountains, overcomes obstacles, and continues its journey without resistance. Yet, in its gentle flow, it shapes the world around it, effortlessly altering the landscape over time. The Taoist teaching: nothing in the world is more soft and weak than water, but for attacking the hard and strong, nothing can surpass it, encapsulates this idea. It teaches us that, while we may face challenges in life, the most effective way to deal with them is not through brute force or resistance, but through fluidity and persistence. By flowing with the natural order of things, rather than trying to impose our will upon them, we become more aligned with the universe, cultivating peace and wisdom along the way. This concept of flow emphasizes that control is often an illusion. True power lies in understanding when to yield and when to assert ourselves, like water moving around stones, finding its way without struggling. The idea of wu wei, or effortless action, is central to Taoism, and it mirrors the way water interacts with its environment, without aggression, without force. Water's path is not obstructed by rocks and barriers, but instead it embraces them, flowing around and over them, and in time it wears them down. In the same way, we must understand that life will present challenges and obstacles, but rather than becoming frustrated or angry, we can meet them with calm, patience, and adaptability. By staying true to our nature and allowing life to unfold as it is meant to, we too can carve our own path. Water does not cling to its form. It is not attached to outcomes, nor does it rush to reach a destination. Instead, it follows the natural course, trusting that, in the end, everything will fall into place. The Taoist sage Laozi, in his wisdom, reminds us that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This is the essence of flow. It's not about racing to the finish line, but about being present in the moment, fully engaged with the process of becoming, and trusting that each step we take will lead us closer to our destination, even if the journey itself is unclear. Much like water, our lives can seem uncertain at times, yet with patience and openness, we learn that there is an underlying rhythm to all things. Water also represents the idea of deep inner strength. It may appear soft, but its persistence, over time, allows it to carve deep valleys and create canyons. This lesson is invaluable for us as individuals. We may face moments of vulnerability, but these moments do not signify weakness. Instead, they are opportunities for growth. Through softness, we become unshakable, allowing ourselves to be flexible and responsive to the changes in our lives, rather than being rigid in our expectations or behaviors. Taoism teaches us that strength doesn't always have to be loud or obvious. It's the quiet, consistent presence that flows steadily, day after day. In our own lives, this could be the quiet determination to continue despite difficulties, or the calm confidence that, like water, we are capable of shaping the world around us through steady effort and the ability to adapt to change. Moreover, water is essential to life. It sustains, nurtures, and refreshes. In Taoism, the idea of nurturing oneself and others is paramount. Water teaches us the importance of nourishment, both for our bodies and our souls. It is a reminder that we must fill ourselves up first before we can serve others effectively. Just as water nourishes the earth and every living thing, we too must find balance by nurturing our own well-being, whether that's through physical rest, emotional care, or spiritual practices that help us stay grounded and connected. Water's fluid nature can be seen as a metaphor for balance. It gives freely, but it also knows when to rest, when to retreat into stillness, and when to flow. Changing your life, therefore, is not just about altering external circumstances. It is about shifting your internal habits, especially your habits of thought. To change your life, you must first change your mind. This shift begins with self-awareness, being mindful of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Jesus' teachings often emphasize the importance of self-reflection and humility. He invites us to examine our hearts and motivations, to repent from negative behaviors, and to embrace a life of righteousness. The Stoics also encourage self-reflection, using journaling and meditation as tools for personal growth. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By regularly practicing mindfulness and examining our inner dialogue, we can begin to identify the negative thought patterns that limit our growth and replace them with thoughts that promote peace, wisdom, and virtue. One of the most powerful habits you can develop to transform your life is the practice of gratitude. Both Jesus and the Stoics understood the transformative power of gratitude. Jesus, in his Sermon on the Mount, reminds us to be grateful for even the smallest blessings, recognizing that all good things come from God. Similarly, the Stoics practiced the habit of negative visualization, where they would imagine losing the things they loved in order to appreciate them more deeply and detach from their dependence on external circumstances. In this way, gratitude becomes a tool, not just for feeling good, but for grounding ourselves in the present moment and cultivating a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Developing the habit of wisdom is another essential aspect of transforming your life. Wisdom is not something we are born with. It is something that must be cultivated over time. Both Jesus and the Stoics emphasize the importance of learning, reflection, and living according to wisdom. Jesus taught that wisdom comes from God, and that it is revealed to those who seek it with pure hearts. The Stoics, on the other hand, believed that wisdom was the highest virtue and the foundation of a flourishing life. They encouraged people to live in accordance with nature, to reason through their problems, and to make decisions that are in harmony with their highest values. Wisdom involves not just intellectual knowledge, but the ability to live virtuously, to make choices that are aligned with our deepest values and purpose. Developing the habit of wisdom also involves embracing the present moment and acting with integrity. Jesus calls us to live authentically, to seek God's kingdom above all else, and to do so with humility and sincerity. The Stoics, too, emphasized living with integrity, aligning our actions with our beliefs and avoiding hypocrisy. When we act with integrity, we live in alignment with our highest principles, and this creates a life that is peaceful, purposeful, and fulfilling. Finally, love and compassion are foundational to both Jesus' teachings and Stoic philosophy. Jesus taught that love is the greatest commandment, to love God, to love others, and to love oneself. This love is not merely a feeling, but an active choice to serve, forgive, and uplift others. The Stoics, while not focused on love in the same way, recognize the importance of compassion and justice in living a virtuous life. The Stoic concept of sympatheia refers to the interconnectedness of all human beings, encouraging us to act in ways that promote the common good and contribute to the flourishing of others. By transforming your habits, cultivating a peaceful state of mind, and embracing the timeless wisdom of both Jesus and the Stoics, you create the conditions for true transformation. The journey begins with a shift in how you think, how you respond to challenges, and how you relate to others. Through love, wisdom, and the cultivation of virtue, you can change not only your outer circumstances, but also your inner state, leading to a life that is peaceful, purposeful, and truly transformed.